All right, people, welcome to Nice Effects. We're on 1st Avenue East, 56th Street. 5:48 p.m., which is rush hour, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna walk downtown. You know, we're in Midtown, we're gonna walk downtown. See what rush hour is like on the east side. Then we may switch over to the west side. Really don't want to walk in this scaffolding, but I'm gonna get on this side anyway. Well, I was gonna start it. I'm in the bike lane, so I'm not gonna be here too long. Once I get past this building, I think they're knocking this building down. It's to my right. It's just an old building. I want to ride in one of these. Two of them. They're not fast. They only go like, I think, 12 miles per hour. Something like that. I just like it. Looks like it looks like it's a design of an old truck from the 1920s. How you doing, Secure? I'll call you 8810. It's a name I can't catch. Sorry about that. So if anybody was able to watch my live stream, can't tell he's going left or right. From yesterday, from the game, the Knicks, they won. I don't know what the score was, but I did a live stream on the outside of the stadium or the arena, whichever one you want to call it. But, did that for like 3 hours yesterday.
Yeah, and he said, 5 minutes ago, I would have said no, and that's kind of what I said.
I'm not going to take this all the way down, even though I'm on 1st Avenue. Everybody's getting off work.
What about fucking, you said Dakota, Frank?
Pretty nice today. It's supposed to be pretty decent tomorrow, but it may rain later in the day. That's what they have it down for. So try to catch it when you can. Nice weather. This is all mainly residential. The area I'm walking in. Yes, I'm on First Avenue on the east side. I have the feeling they're waiting for all the buildings across the street on the lower level. They're waiting for their lease to end. And I think they're going to knock all of these buildings down. That's what it looks like. That's what they usually do. They wait for your lease to end and then they won't renew it. Then they'll take all of these buildings, knock them down, and put up new buildings. So that's what it looks like they're doing now on this one. Where it says bakery, I'll show you. Where it says bakery, cafe, all the way down to the corner to Heavenly Market. It looks like they're gonna knock these buildings down. They did that on 34th Street. They waited until everybody's lease was up. I forgot what that's called in real estate. But they wait for your leases up, then they just won't renew it. And they just knock the building down, put something else up. Developers mainly do that kind of stuff. That's how they get so much, like a whole block. That's what they did where I was working at. When I was working around the Hudson Yards before it became the Hudson Yards. They just bought everybody out. Or they just wait for your leases up and destroy the building.
Maybe I was getting weed.
Perfect example. Similar to what I was saying about the other block, one block away. This is a new building going up. And they may take out these other buildings that's next to it. Putting up condominiums. They can at least get half the block, they're kind of happy with that if they can't get the whole block. Same thing happened with this building here. Went up, and that building takes half the block. And they got an old building on the end. By the way, this is where we're at. Anytime you see the Citibank lights. How you doing, RJ? On the check-in. dishes. Get a 360 view. All uphill. They're gonna want to definitely use an electric bike or any electric vehicle coming uphill. Wow, it's windy over here. I didn't expect that. We get around 50th Street. Hey. Bus making a turn down that little block. Man, I might get off the First Avenue. Have to treat somebody else. Right now, put this down for a moment. Tie my hat to my head. It's crazy. Didn't expect all this wind. Strap the hat down. They have a roller skating group that rides every Wednesday. We meet up around Union Square. This is one of the areas they come through. It's like an underpass.
What is that?
But it's like going downhill inside the underpass, and then there's a slight coming uphill. So it's a lot of fun. So imagine you got 200 to 300 people riding through there. I've never rode with them. I used to ride with a skateboard group. And we used to always go through it, through that tunnel. And you can just coast. You don't even have to push. Like I said, it's like going down a slight downhill. It's kind of long. It runs a few blocks. I think 2 blocks. This is the Trump World Tower. I'm too close for it. I may have to cross the street for you to see it. That's where we at. To my right. Well, this is a little closer version of that tunnel. Trump World Tower. I did one job in here on a saltwater tank a few times. Person was up pretty high, so it was a nice view. Facing downtown, I think it was. I mean, we are already on 47th Street. To my left is the United Nations. It's their building. So you're always gonna see like police vans around this area, which is the UN. Plus they have buildings across the street from the UN, but it's more like hotels. So anybody that's gonna go to the UN, they don't have to go far. And just go across the street. Turkish building. So anytime they have a big meeting at the UN, this area is usually closed off. Or anytime the president is coming to town, that's where they go. UN, and then they close a lot of the streets off on the east side, which is where we at. For new buildings, they got all of this scaffolding. I don't get it. These buildings are new. And I believe they completed. They've been up for a few years. closer view of the UN. I believe they put that up after World War II. Right after the Second World War, that's when they put the UN up. I think they had two other places besides New York they wanted to put the UN at. I think it was Philly and Boston, but they decided to put it here in New York City, East 44th Street, 1st Avenue. I'm walking in the street because I'm trying to dodge the scaffolding. It looks like this whole block has scaffolding. Where we at? I think they do their conference in this building here. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's where they mainly have the conferences at. That's where everybody meets. They start the join and everything, talking. Wow, this scaffolding took up a whole lot. I'm gonna start walking west, so I'm gonna make a right, start walking to the west side. Man, the scaffolding is long. It runs in the next few blocks. This area is called Tudor City. I worked on one fish tank over here. But this is old. This has been up for years. Pretty much kept at least the apartment I went in, it kept everything pretty much original. Probably the only thing they may have changed was the stove, like appliances. But that's this area, Tudor City. When I get further up, I'm gonna show you the other half. It's the main portion of it. Those are the steps you go in, plus you can drive in. Hear music, I don't know where it's coming from. They often use stuff like this for barricades instead of using wait a minute. I gotta cross the street.
Yeah, it was great.
Somebody's blasting music, that's why I'm trying to cross the street. We're on 2nd Avenue, 42nd Street. Chrysler building. Bike lanes I always tell you about. This is what I always stress. Don't stand in the bike lane. You see all these bikes coming down? Nobody's gonna stop for you if you're in the bike lane. You're either gonna swerve around you or you're gonna get hit. They rarely ever stop. Some of these bikes move as fast as the cars, especially going downhill. People, I'm not standing in the street. Just let you know. That's just in case anybody new that just came in thinking I'm just standing right in the middle of the street. I got a whole divider in front of me. How you doing, Danny? Yeah, anytime I'm in the street, I'm standing on one of those dividers. Those weren't always there. So we see street dividers like that. It's something they started doing over the years because they didn't have that before. Really trying to make the streets smaller for the cars. Basically, that's what they're doing. Because they really don't want to have cars in the streets. I mean, unless you taxi cab driver, delivery. But for somebody who's leisurely driving around the street, they really don't want you. Or they'll just find a way to give you a ticket, you know. So they're kind of making the street more pedestrian safe in that sense. They made the bus lanes real big. As you can see, the red patch, that's all the bus lanes. And then when you see a green part of the road, that's the bicycle lane. So they're shrinking the road for the vehicles, like for cars. Getting closer to Chrysler building. Any closer I get, the closer I get, you're not really gonna see the top of the building. Most of these buildings are this is all office. All the buildings around here is office buildings. But further down, where I came from on First Avenue, that was Tudor City. That's all residential. Right now we're on East 42nd Street, 3rd Avenue. Same thing going this way. That's going uptown. This is going downtown. It's mainly all office.
Yeah, this was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 6:24 p.m. 80 degrees. It's no wind. It was windy over at First Avenue. That's why I left. Plus, I was gonna run out of sidewalk. I said, let me go across town. So this is a close-up version of the Chrysler Building. Oh, this is the back of it. The front is on Lexington Avenue. Well, for me to go to Brooklyn, I would have to take the train. I mean, if I start the live stream in Brooklyn, or if I'm close to the Brooklyn Bridge, then I'll go to Brooklyn. Basically, when you see live streamers doing this, what I'm doing, you want to go somewhere where it's safe. Mainly, New York is made up of a bunch of neighborhoods. So you can walk in, you can start in a good neighborhood with low crime or whatever, and then you can walk into a bad neighborhood. You know, if you walk in the amount of time I walk, I usually walk from 1 to 4 hours. So yeah, all of these are big buildings. They're all basically skyscrapers. As you can see, all around, this is all basically skyscrapers. Police car flying. I was trying to avoid going under this scaffolding. I was going to cross the street. I mean, even in good areas, you can always have a troublemaker. So when you're doing live streams, you're taking a gamble. Then you don't want to get in any scuffles. Put it that way. This is Grand Central Terminal. And the MetLife building behind it. This red lane is the buses only. So if any cars is in it, they can catch a ticket. And don't stand in the bus lane or bike lanes. Got a better chance of a bus slowing down to stop. The guys on bicycles or anybody using the bike lane, they usually won't stop. See, this was a working street. This is Park Avenue, and then they closed it off. How you doing, Joe? All right. Joe is in the house. Nah, nothing happened around this area since I started. I gotta turn the microphone off for a moment. Might just blast the music. Here's a closer view of Grand Central Station. Well, a front view.
Alright, what are you?
The MetLife building used to be Pan Am building.
Same way I asked before, when? Wasn't I asked like this before? Wasn't I asked like this before? No, I think we should go.
And that's the Chrysler building in the back, right in the middle of the screen. Man, Joe, I was at Madison Square Garden for the game last night, the Knicks against the 76ers.
Partners was, so I would go there.
Did that for 3 hours because they had the big screens out.
Wait, we're going to 40th.
Two fights, well, yeah, 3 fights broke out. One guy got arrested. It was insane. Insane.
Drop us off right at the northeast corner.
They had a screen facing 7th Avenue with the sound system. And they had a big screen also facing 8th Avenue with the sound system. But it was all closed off, you know. As in, the cars was in that area. So they would just check your bags. They had a table for the cops to check your bags. And you just go in. It was free. It's always free. But this year they did it. They made it a bigger setup. Like I said, they had two big screens instead of one, like they usually do. So more fans. So one guy in the beginning, so when I was around 8th Avenue, and somebody, I heard a little noise. So let me go walk to the front because I wanted to check out the front anyway. 3 shots. You got the MetLife building, Chrysler building, and Grand Central. And I gotta turn the microphone off for a moment because of the music. Sorry about that, people. Sorry about that, people. I had to turn the microphone off for copywritten music. I couldn't fit the Summit building in that shot. It's too close. So as I got around to 42nd Street, I started hearing like a crowd roar. I was like, what is that? It's the people in the front. I said, let me walk to the front. This is the Summit building. They got a big observation deck. How you doing, Anna? So then when I got to the front, the crowd was just getting louder and louder. It was a guy with a 76ers jacket. And he was standing, you know, for the 76ers. So that crowd that was in the front watching the big screens, that whole crowd surrounded him. So you're talking about at least over 300 people just yelling at this guy about his 76ers jacket. Pointing at him and everything. He's turning red. Instead of him just leaving, he still did the whole time trying to yell back at him. So the crowd just got crazier. And then eventually he just left. He probably been there like 20 minutes. Eventually he left. And then another guy comes with a 76er like shirt. He walks in giving the Knicks fans a thumbs down. And then that's when they started up with him. But at least he wising up. And he eventually left. Yeah, man. So all of that commotion got everybody all excited. And then all of a sudden a fight broke out. And then another fight broke out. I was like, what is these guys fighting about if they're all Knicks fans? Sound like fire trucks. We're on East 42nd Street, 5th Avenue now. New York Public Hotel, New York Library across the street. We're still in rush hour. It's like 7:35. It was kind of calming down. But more like 6:35. Sorry about that. Yeah, so as they started getting rowdy, I just thought I would just avoid the area. So the area I was in was calm. Eventually I just left. But right around the fourth quarter, people started leaving. Because the Knicks was up by like 30 points. So people just leave early just so they can get on the trains and get a seat. So they don't have to wait around for an hour or more just to leave the arena. So I bumped into one of the guys from my neighborhood. He said he goes every year. They only been having it for a few years now. How you doing, Candle? I've been living in New York 60 years, going on 61. I'll be 61 in like 2 months. I'm gonna go to the front of the New York Public Library. pretty much some of your favorite New York movies was filmed at this library. West 41st Street, 5th Avenue. 5th Avenue separates the east from the west, so across the street is the east. We on the west. And this is the front of New York Public Library. Yeah, man. I mean, you can wear the shirt, but don't stick around if you see everybody's against you. Some people started tugging on his shirt, like, take the shirt off. I'm like, you know, that's disrespectful. I mean, all the yelling and all of that, that's good enough. That, to me, that's the fun part. You start touching people and yelling profanity at them. That's not necessary. Most of those guys probably left with a sore throat because they was yelling so much. Went home with a headache and a sore throat. I couldn't even hit an alarm by the time I got home. It was ready to get up for the this morning. I went to bed like 2 o'clock in the morning. So if we take these buses, $3. I mean, you get a transfer with it also. You use an Omni card. So if you ride the bus or the train, you can always transfer to either one. It's one system. And it runs 24 hours, $365. Only time they shut it down, it has to be like a major storm where they just shut the whole city down. Other than that, buses never stop running, trains never stop running, the boats never stop running. They run slower, you know, the closer it gets to nighttime, but other than that, it's 24/7. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they call it the city that never sleeps. Because nothing, you know, transportation doesn't shut down. It slows down, but it doesn't stop. The big express buses, they travel from borough to borough. Mainly they come to Manhattan. That's the real big buses that look like the size of a Greyhound bus. Those cost $7. It's giving y'all like a 360 spin of the area. So you can see the crowd, because this is still like rush hour. Everybody's still getting off work. See a bus like this with, say, the New York colors, like that blue and orange. This is the prime one. It says VXM7, so that's the Bronx bus. It came all the way from the Bronx and it makes stops in Manhattan. Thank you very much, Joe. By the way, Joe is the moderator for this channel. So if you need a moderator for your channel, check him out. Joe Hernandez. He moderates several channels with success. So he knows pretty much all 5 boroughs. So even if I can't answer a question, he may be able to answer it. He got me by a few years. The side of the New York Public Library. To my left, we're going to be approaching Bryant Park. In the winter time, they close a portion of the park off. Got my hat tied down. Windy over here. This is the restroom for the men and the women. You'll see a line for that. All right, Joe, if you do, you may have to do a walk with me and moderate. Joe was the guy, you say something slick, like you type something slick in the comments, he gonna straighten you out. That's why they call him Joe Cool. Or he'll kick you off, give you a warning first, or he just kick you off. Oh man. Yeah, Joe is that guy. Joe is that guy. They just painted this bus lane. Smell it. And it looks fresh too. Grace building. So I got that big, looks like a ramp. They have a building like this, I believe it's on 57th Street. Same design. Pretty sure it's the same architect. That's unusual to have the same building.
JT is right down here.
Like the same exact design. That's crazy. It looks just like this. But it's at another location. So they do a lot of free events in Bryant Park. They give free concerts. They do yoga, Pilates, bird watching. They have bands come from around the world, like Brazil, you name it. But some of the events you have to get up real early and get here for it. That's why I would say the best time to come to New York is the summertime, because there's a lot of events going on all the time. I mean, unless you retired, then you got it made. Kind of up in the air about retiring next year. I don't know. I'll be 62 next year. Surprised he wasn't blasting music on Limousine. Something you don't see too tough. SUVs took that over. Usually when you see a limousine, it's usually like students for prom, they'll do that. Most people don't use limousines anymore. They've been played out. Right now we're on 6th Avenue, 42nd Street. The Avenue of Americas. Across the street. For some reason my power packs don't work on the gimbal, so now I have to carry 2 gimbals. So when one is about gone, I gotta get out the next gimbal. It only seems to work on the phone. Unless I gotta use 2 separate power packs, power banks. So this is another area where it's all business. No residential spots here. That's wild because the Wall Street area was strictly business, and they started taking buildings, converting them into residential, like half business, half residential. Yeah, I went to my favorite spot today to get something to eat. They said, Alex, we can't help you today. It's Cinco de Mayo. I was like, what? And the thing was, I kept seeing on my computer last night, And on the calendar, it just kept putting up Cinco de Mayo. I was like, all right, whatever. And then when I got to my restaurant, you can't help you today, it's Cinco de Mayo. I was like, what? So then the store was open. It was only open to how would you say, catering. So they had an event to cater. So that was the only reason the doors was open. I'm hungry now. I'm not hungry later. I'm hungry now. He gave me 2 muffins. Said, come back after 3. I said, thank you anyway. I'm there pretty much every day. Go there for lunch. We on West 44th Street, 6th Avenue. So if I stop by there tomorrow, I'm gonna ask him, like, what does it really mean? Is it like a holiday or something? I don't know, maybe Joe, you can answer it. Called Joe, Dr. No. Not N-O, K-N-O. Joe is Dr. No. Joe is like second to God. That's Joe. Joe is Dr. No. Gotta make some shirts like that, Joe. K-N-O, Dr. No. Dr. No Joe. I forgot the name of that character. It was a Dr. No, but I think he was on a program, like a comedy or something. Dr. N-O, like Dr. No. But Joe's the other Dr. No. Look at that. That was an accident ready to happen. James Bond. Okay, I remember it had to be something. It was James Bond. See? Dr. K-N-O. That was from like what, the 60s? That Dr. No? Man, everybody's making a turn. Yeah, 1962. So that was like Sean Connery or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Like he was the first James Bond. Yeah, I gotta get away from this music. Get next to this machine to make some noise, drown it out. Doesn't matter.
Getting anything good?
Yep.
All right. So who took a picture?
all the traffic of the bicycles going around the people in the cars. Citibank bike rack is like a whole block long. Imagine it being around that. Steam coming out the pipes through the street. And it's 100 degrees. There's at least 10 bikes or more. I'm crossing the street because I want to duck the scaffolding. Coming up on Diamond District, which is to my right. Well, it's closed now because it's late. You can see the globes. They're not lit now, but and this stretches from 6th Avenue, it stretches all the way to 5th Avenue. 80 degrees now. Temperature's gonna drop to about 77 tomorrow, somewhere around then. Then later in the week it's gonna get cooler again before it actually heats up. I pretty much used almost all my jackets. They were saying it's going to be a really hot summer this year. They say that every year. It's supposed to be hot. Summertime.
No, I knew it was him. They don't announce it.
But maybe it's the 2 blizzards we had this year. Like 2 blizzards back to back. One hit us and then another week or 2 we got hit by another blizzard.
What do you want for dinner?
And it was like big snowfalls. They're doing a Lost Boys musical?
It's extremely frustrating.
Yeah? Lost Boys musical.
Oh yeah, I'll come to see it.
Man, look at this dog. I can imagine that dog is feeling it. Any of those winter dogs. You don't want to be in New York when that humidity kicks in. Thank you very much, Joe.
Yeah. No matter how trust me.
I think they had an event here yesterday. Yeah, some type of setup. I think there was probably was for that one day. But I don't see it here now. It was right around this area. Now, before the digital age became popular, like with digital cameras, back in the 80s, Polaroid was the choice for photographers. Yeah, the break dancers are here, so I'm not gonna be here too long. Yeah, they used to sell the Polaroids for like $5 each. I'll show you the wall where we used to set up at, but not we. The photographers used to set up at and take pictures near the police wall, the precinct in Times Square. And that's the symbol for me to go. That's the break dancers getting ready to set up and start playing music. Look like they got a K-pop dance group get ready to form. But they're here already. It's a matter of them get ready to do their practice. Or just do a video. They do either or. Do a video or they practice. I think they just got here. See the girl on the ground?
Testing, 1, 2. Showtime coming up, New York City, Showtime.
All right.
Get in the room, it's a beautiful day, a beautiful show. There's going to be sexy girls dancing. You don't want to miss that.
Kind of a big group. Quite a few of them. Sorry about this, people. Just turn the microphone off for a moment because of the music. Man, that phone sounds like a gun cartridge.
이미 걸렸어.
Nah, that didn't sound like glasses. That was his phone. I gotta turn the microphone off just for a moment.
Eso, vienen caminando natural, conversando, dale. 1, 2, 3, dale. Dale, dale, 1, 2, 3, dale.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, after. Oh. Guys, comedy show? Guys, comedy show?
Check it out. Here we go.
Trying to get away from the music. Somebody just started rolling up with loud music. Sorry about turning the microphone off. Waiting for him to leave. So people, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to this channel. We do virtual tours of New York City. Cover different events like parades, festivals, Comic Cons, car shows. Pretty much anything New York. Marathons, whether it's biking or running. Pretty must have had an event here or it's about to happen. I think it's over already. NASDAQ. So like and subscribe to this channel. I have over 2,000 videos up. Long and short form. Police department in the house. So on the right side of this wall is a mural. All the photographers used to come here. Hold on for a moment. So they used to use this mosaic right here. And then they used to set up their own like backdrops on the rest of the wall. That's before this really got built up. And they used to just take photos for $5 for each photo. I still got all of those old photos too. But this is where all the photographers used to hang out at. Around this area. That's before the whole Times Square was built up with closing off Broadway. That's before they did that. That ain't happened till a long time, like years later. That was only a few years ago that they really closed down Broadway in the Times Square area. Gotta turn the microphone off again. Look how busy these bike lanes are.
I wish you saw this my ADHD and was crying. I didn't even think Hey, look at the no, no, the what's called?
It's playing music over there. Let's give it across the street. Yeah, there's a breakdance group around here. Look like they're gonna break this up. They got an event going on. I can hear music and see people bouncing around. Unless that's a breakdance group. Yeah, but they roped this whole area off. I'm not gonna go down there. Really, the food trucks can pack up and go when they want. They can stick around as long as they want. At least I know that for sure. Around the 14th Street area, Union Square. Because a friend of mine told me about it. He said he wanted. Hey, how you doing? All right. What's your name again?
Stefan.
Stefan. What's your name in your channel? I can't remember.
NYC walking show.
That's him.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
All right, man.
I gotta go.
Have fun. Thank
Good
you.
seeing you. He has something like 300,000 subscribers. Most of them are from India. He got a big following. Yeah, a friend of mine was gonna start a food truck in Union Square area on 14th Street, because NYU has a campus over there also. They have it's a few schools in that area, New School and NYU. So there's always a lot of students over there. So the food trucks, they stay open around that area on 14th Street. They'll probably just leave just to clean the truck up, and then they'll come right back. Because most of the stores were closed. I mean, other than the 24-hour store like CVS. But the majority of the stores are, you know, closed. So they provide the food. You really can't get like a meal done at a place like CVS. You'll get like a bag of cookies and some drinks. But if you want a meal, then you're gonna go to the food trucks. I really eat from food trucks. I go to the same spot all the time. In Rosetta Italian Bakery. Man, this place will drive you bananas. I might hit downtown. It's where a lot of people come to eat at for lunch. That's Verizon Plaza. Free Wi-Fi. I gotta turn the microphone off just for a moment. Across the street is Bryant Park. They have a fountain in there that runs all year round. So if you come here in the winter, you see a lot of ice formation around it. Everybody else cut their fountain off. I don't know why they keep theirs running, but that's what they do. I'm only gonna walk into the fountain because this park has weak Wi-Fi signal for some reason. At least for me. I had two different phones. I had one running on Verizon and this one.
That's what I've been doing. It's like a lot. I think I stripped here.
This is the fountain I was talking about. In the wintertime, that thing is all ice and it's still running. Behind that building is New York Public Library. Dog barking at a dog. Check this out.
Yeah, I feel like low-key we should.
Looks like they're setting up a stage.
for
I don't know. I thought it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
I don't know. It's a shame that I just don't feel like I have like that.
You're setting up a stage? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know what's coming up. But they always have performances here anyway. But that's going to be a small setup, not like a full-blown stage. We're going to walk down 6th Avenue.
But I know if I
Yeah, it's fine. It's like, yeah. Excuse me.
Just doing a 360. We're heading towards Macy's.
Yeah, Brad was like, well, okay, Times Square. I was like, it's early enough, why not?
It's the Nikola Tesla corner.
networking makes sense.
No, I don't go live every day because sometimes I get off so late. Depends how, and plus it depends on the weather. Like if it's been cold, so a lot of days I don't come up, I don't do the walk. The weather's decent, like now, 80 degrees, and it's not raining. Then I'll show up. Most likely I will. And the earlier I get off, the better. Like I would like to get out around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Or if I have the day off, then I'll show up even faster. I'll come out around 12 o'clock if possible. We've been getting a lot of chilly days. Like today is nice, and after this, the rest of the week is going to be in the 50s. The only downside for me in the summertime is I like to walk in the sun, and if it's really hot, the sun will make the phone get hot. And then the screen gets so dim I could barely see. So when people is, texting, asking questions or whatever, I really can't see anything. But I can see what's going on, but I could barely read out what it says.
so good.
And being at church, when you're in a restaurant,
Now, when you see one of these, this is for the water department. I don't know why they did this. This was just freshly painted. But they gave it a rough surface. This is really smooth. And they test the water. This is a water station sample. You got like, I think 2 where I live. I pretty much do water tests every day because I'm working on fish tanks. But I've tested the water like straight from the faucet, and the pH is normally around 7.0 to 7.6. So that's the water coming out the tap. But I had a problem with 2 tanks, and found out those 2 locations had ammonia in their water. So one was a high-rise luxury building. They had ammonia 0.25. That's the lowest reading of ammonia. And then I went to a hospital. They had the same problem because the fish kept dying. See this building going up. They didn't finish it yet. Maybe they'll finish it this year. Yeah, the fish kept passing. Something said, let me test the water. Because I normally only test the water when I'm setting up a tank. This is happening when I was servicing the tank, doing water changes. And every time I did a water change, some of the fish would pass. It's gonna be a nice building. Sony. And they put it next to the Harrier building. So big. It dwarfs all the other buildings around it. But this is like all business. It's not a residential area, but I think that's a residential building. Thank you, Joe. Once again, Joe is the moderator for this channel. We're on West 36th Street, 6th Avenue. is another water sampling station. Funny how they paint them silver. And then they give it that rough surface, like stucco or something. So this area is Herald Square, 6th Avenue, Avenue of the Americas. Gotta turn the microphone off for a moment. Sorry about that, people. I have to turn the microphone off for music, copyright music. And that is Macy's. That's the front of Macy's. This is the armored car for New York City Transit. They're the guys that collect the money at those machines. Then they also have a train that does that. I only catch that train once in a while. I see it. They got it set up looking like a maintenance train, but it's really the money train. It says electric vehicle. Yeah, right? In West East 9th. I'm not sure if I did a video of one. Like one of those short videos. Can't remember. Probably did it years ago. See, this is Broadway. They closed it off for this, like for pedestrians. So 42nd Street, 34th Street, closed off for Broadway. Like blast music, I ain't gonna stick around here either. Empire State Building in the middle. And this block goes down that block. That's Greeley Square. So that's closed off also to traffic. It is only open for pedestrians only. So 34th Street and 33rd Street. And 32nd Street is closed off. That's all Broadway. But after 32nd Street, then the traffic goes again for, for pedestrians, really not for cars. And that extends all the way down to 23rd Street. So that's how long Broadway extends the whole borough of Manhattan. But this is where it starts at. Not here, but at 42nd Street where they closed it off. And at 59th Street, Broadway turns into a two-way street. So we're heading towards 7th Avenue. I think this is the last week for the flower show at Macy's.
Wait, can you tell that this work? I can't.
I think the flower show runs also at Hudson Yards. But they all start around the same time and end around the same time. And they do that every year, the flower show. And once again, that's the Empire State Building.
He also said,
Red, white, and blue light up building. That's Madison Square Garden. That's where I was at yesterday for 3 hours. stand on this big rock here for a moment. It's the other side of Macy's. So when they had the game yesterday, the Knicks and the 76ers, most of the buildings were lit up orange and blue. Mainly everybody does the red, white, and blue, especially this year. Because it's the 4th of July coming, 250 years of the U.S. Once again, that's the Empire State Building in the background, the Needle Look, and Macy's. 34th Street, 7th Avenue.
No, I said it's not a big deal, babe. I'm just like, no. I would never do that.
I think they're gonna have the game tomorrow also for the Knicks game 2. So this is the front entrance to Madison Square Garden. I'm not sure if they're gonna have the screens out tomorrow because it's supposed to rain. They'll probably do it anyway. But it's right here in this area that is the big commotion. So this is where the guy, well, 2 different guys came around here. When the game was over, and they had on 76ers jackets. Well, one of them at the time. So it's really loud in this area. So everybody who came out of town, because I was all the way over there by that building, Madison Square Garden. And I heard a little bit of noise when I was over there. And that's like a block away. Then I got over to halfway mark, and that's when I heard the sound. It was just building up. By the time I got to the corner on 34th Street, it was just insane, the noise they was making. And I ended up here. That's where the guys was making all the noise, yelling and screaming at the guy for wearing a 76ers shirt. So he left, and then another guy came with his fingers pointed down for the Knicks. And they started yelling at him. So yeah, they had a good time. And all of a sudden 2 fights broke out. I said, I gotta leave now. One guy got arrested. See, from here on was closed off, and they was doing bag checks. The police was doing bag checks for like weapons and whatnot. That's what all of these barricades is for. Because it ran like a straight line past these trees. And then you had a big screen with a sound system. It was all free. They do it for the fans. You can come here and just watch the game. Just at least get here an hour before the game starts, so you can get a decent seat. Well, not a seat. You're gonna be standing a decent spot. They used to do the games here. And they used to close this area off and just let the fans be in this area and have the screens about where I'm standing at. So they made it bigger this year. So now it's closed off in this area. And it's just for the big screen watchers. It's fun because you're around a bunch of people that's like-minded, watching the game.
Like, I feel like, yeah, but you have to see.
So the screen will be right about around this area here. So they have one facing this way, and then they have another screen face this way. And this whole area will be closed off, and there'll just be fans watching. And this is the garden. The fans in this area, the street stays open like this, only for like cop cars, ambulance, things of that nature. And then the side where you see all of the barricades, that's where all the fans will be. And they'll be looking at a screen around this area. Okay, Joe, have a good night. I don't know which ladder, but at the fire department in this area, at the end, and they was on their truck, so they had like a good seat to watch the big screens. And all of the lights that you see that's red and blue, everything was orange and blue. This whole area was orange and blue. So it looked real nice when they did it. And they got a bar and restaurant over here. And they was watching the big screens themselves. They got their own screens. And they was louder than the people that was outside. So this whole area was nothing but fans except the street that was watching the screens. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen tomorrow. Hope it doesn't rain. I'm gonna take a look. So that's the Bar Lake Restaurant, Rutherford. They was playing the game. I mean, the tickets are expensive. So, and watch it on the big screen. That's the Moynihan Train Hall / the New York Post Office. So like I said, you see it's all red, that was all orange and blue. Around this area, this is the Joe Louis Plaza. He's called the Brown Bomber. He was the heavyweight champ of the United States. I wonder what that's all about. Maybe they just got off the train. That's my guess. I don't know, I might come back around this area tomorrow. We'll see. I'm gonna head back to the front. Turn this microphone off for a moment, get past this music. Can't get no copywritten music on this. Surprised the Empire State Building is not lit up. That's the office space for Madison Square Garden. That's the garden. I think this is pickleball. Yes, it is. You know, this is a big gym. So if you're wondering what the barricades is for, it's for tomorrow's game. For the Knicks versus 76ers. And they want to keep this area with the barricades for crowd control, of course. This is like about 3 blocks long. Madison Square Garden grounds. So the whole steps will be closed off tomorrow when the game starts. Well, before the game starts, really. Of course, this is where everybody goes in at, and on the other side. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe to this channel. Do virtual tours of New York City. We cover events like parades, festivals, Comic Cons, car shows, pretty much anything New York City. So like and subscribe to this channel. Have over 2,000 videos live and otherwise. Long and short form videos. So like, subscribe, share the content, and leave a comment where you watch it from. Just gonna go down into the train station, come back up. The Wi-Fi is not that good in the train station, so I can't walk the whole terminal.
Please watch your step and face forward at all times. Please hold on to the handrail while riding the escalator. Do not sit on the steps or the handrails. Baby strollers, push carts, and pull carts or similar devices are not permitted on the escalator. For your children's safety, do not allow them to play on or enter the escalator. Attend to small children by holding them at the floor.
I'm only gonna go this far and do a 360. This is the area that's best if you just do a video and not a live stream, because the Wi-Fi in this area gets shaky. So the further you go in, the signal gets weak. It's not a sure thing. I might be out here tomorrow. Depends how fast I get off for work. And if it doesn't rain, because I might cover the game like I did yesterday or last night. All right, people, I'm about to close out. Like I said, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to this channel. And I hope to see you tomorrow, which I should be on, providing it doesn't rain. And like I said, like and subscribe to this channel. Check my channel out. All right, people, I'm out. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen this weekend. Maybe an event will pop up and they'll get rained out. Okay, Candle, take it easy. And I'm out, people.